good, YouTube? It's man Ronin. Use the code Ronin10. Gain access to the A-game lifestyle. As always, we definitely work around here and bring our A-game. Definitely want to send a shout out to the Masculine Mercenaries, Madam Mercenaries, Black Men Vent, 5150 Nation, Platinum Queens West, White Masculine Radio, and all solid affiliates who are looking to be for progressive, change the space into something more reputable. But had to move around. I had some little individuals walking around the car. I didn't like that shit, and plus I got blades on me, so all I gotta do is put them in the trunk. But you didn't hear that from me. But today my topic is going to be about internet weenies. It's something that's often talked around, but someone needs to address it. And for a long time, since the internet and social media has come to prominence, you have individuals who use keyboard courage. They like to hide behind avatars, troll accounts, do nefarious things such as doxing, swatting, stalking, even some very creepy shit that is very unbecoming of men, humankind, but men in particular, because we deal with enough as is. But you get some of these assholes who either got their ass whipped for their lunch money, or you know, they still piss in the bed at the ages of whoever. Guys you wouldn't want to fuck even if you were facing eviction. But aside from the access of sex, it's just individuals who have dismissed the idea of actual masculinity and brotherhood. See, in many cases, especially in this space, you have these living abortions, these fermented pieces of shit who take pride in using technology to terrorize people. I know a few in particular, one who continued to harass someone close to me for a few years, and even sent me some very questionable material talking about messing with someone's children and you know, hoping that this person dies and whatnot. And I swore on everything. I said, if I ever catch this motherfucker, it's gonna be an unsolved mystery, allegedly. But again, these are the individuals who talk loud from a distance. They had this broadband bravado where they could be broadband bloods, cyber crips, terabyte thugs, you know, gigabyte gangsters. No matter how you put it, it's these individuals that tend to hide behind those avatars and remain nameless or faceless because who they are offline are nobodies. They want to use anonymity as a shield, when really, when you see them in person, they ain't worth talking about. These individuals have internet clout at best. When they turn that computer off or during an outage, who the fuck are they? These individuals who refuse to use the time to put in some interpersonal work, actually build a personality, be somebody worth a measure of significance or listening to. These are some individuals who rely on dated talking points, data, pointed bias and agendas to vent out their frustrations pointlessly, instead of using that righteous anger to correct the ship, fixing things among themselves and around themselves to create better opportunities for themselves. Again, we're built to oppose environment, but these outright losers find every means of it or excuse to justify why they gave up on themselves. There's a group over a decade ago that were called True Force Loneliness, and in some aspects I get, you know, they were worried about not being able to, you know, deal with women a certain way because of their so-called limitations. But the greatest limitation is how you see yourself, how you view yourself. And to an extent, I almost fell in that trap. I felt I was allowing myself to deal with substandard treatment and individuals. But when you really sit down and take a full assessment of who you are, what you can be, and what you've been gifted with, and when you learn how to drink a fifth of fuck it and not worried about what the public thinks, as long as you are fucking the shit out of your purpose, you become something great. But it's these weenies that love to live lies. See, there's a term called capping, and these old Captain Crunch clothes wearing motherfuckers, they enjoy fucking with people, but while they're doing all that, notice that their lives are going nowhere. See, there's some that to this day, shout out to Pino, individuals that should never turn the camera on. Not to say anything that disparaging, but just his whole lack of character, charisma, creativity, common sense, and arrogance, and sheer arrogance that he's put out there. Those character flaws is what make you not worth being around. You say some things to the point where people just squint and like, this motherfucker right here. Because like years ago, almost 20 years ago, I want to say, before I started on my journey to become who I am now, at this point, I used to be real introverted. All I did was use my art as a escape. That was my universe. That's where I learned how to talk to certain people, because I felt those are the only people that relate to me, in a sense. People would smile or say some things, but I was just socially awkward at the time. There was a time where they had a pseudo fraternity around the time when School Days came out of the movie. You had people trying to be that. There was a group called UBRI, United Brothers Raising Intelligence, which was very hypocritical by design, because they were doing everything but be intelligent, but a pair of fucking snobs, personally. But that's my personal opinion. And at the time, seeking acceptance, I put myself through some nonsensical trials, looking to appeal to the favor of individuals who didn't give two shits about me, embarrassing myself to the point where I showed that I didn't have that needed value or esteem as a man, and I forgot who the fuck I was. Got to the point where individuals wanted to go to a party, was invited over to a house, and just had a conversation, and I didn't feel comfortable with people circling around me and talking to me, only for these assholes, or one of these assholes, I can't remember who, but took a stun gun and stuck it to my neck, and I nearly blacked out. And just being groggy at that time, I heard the laughter, and something within me triggered. Aside from anger, I had to look at myself like, you know what, you're above this shit. This is not what you were meant to be. And little by little, I started to fight back. And then on the back of the bus, like about maybe a week later, after being mad, trying to figure out what to do, and people fucking me, I went home and I was drawing, just trying to clear my head. And all of a sudden, I guess it was meant to be, but when I looked outside at that moment of distance, I saw a bolt of lightning, and I was inspired by inspiration. So that night, I maybe about 4 hours of sleep, but I was drawing my ass off, just to get back at the people who were sitting there clowning me. And when I got on the bus, I came with a renewed sense of purpose, looking to stand up for myself and use my creativity to fight back. And I'm sure people know who this guy is, named Mechaneck at the time. I used cartoons to basically display his insecurities and basically make fun of him in a creative way. And in many ways, people learned to respect it. So instead of being the punching bag, I learned to punch back and started becoming the individual you see today, who's still evolving. I brought that story up is because a lot of these individuals online are outright awkward. They don't put in the work to be anything worthwhile talking about, or talking to, or talking about. These are guys you hear on panels pissing and moaning, and it's these like internet circle jerks that produce nothing but frustration, confusion, and basically internet fatigue. So to the young who are in this space, and those young in heart who are sick and tired of this shit or don't understand what the hell's going on, it's a classic warning. This could be you when you forget who you are, when you abort the mission about being a better man. And we need to get in the habit of setting goals to be better individuals, because I admire certain individuals on and offline. You know, one particular, David Goggins, you know, how he tells his story about things, and I put it in my head, you know, if I ever were to meet him, I'd tell him to his face, my job is to be better than you. It's not just a, you know, a random challenge, you know, because many things he said hit home. But the thing is, like, we're supposed to inspire each other to be better than who we were, acknowledging our mistakes and teaching the others, like, look, you don't have to go down this route. I know you're not going to be perfect, but don't fuck up like I did. So, the moral story is, being an internet weenie is literally raising the white flag to masculinity. Just because you're bitching about what you didn't get or you feel entitled to, you have the power to change that. But it has to start within. You can't get access to the women you desire until you check the bitch within yourself. So, all you little World of Warcraft, dick-beating, goofy-ass bastards, you old Cartman-built bastards, long-faced losers, who are complaining about OnlyFans, which really is a non-factor. You need to do a self-assessment. Check around your circle and see if you're surrounded by internet weenies. If you got 2 or more in your circle, chances are you might be one, because who you're around is a reflection of you too. So you need to learn how to log off and increase yourself. You're more than just that. I rebuke the label of an educated lame. Where's the positive in that? That is a bullshit title. You should never be proud of a title like that. Those are internet weenies who cling to that title. It should be dispelled from the space and your vocabulary, period. Because you should have a better value of yourself and your time. We're meant for much more. It's on us as a collective to show that. And with that, say never allow your comfort zone to become your coffin. And to you internet tender dicks, you can eat a dick with cheese. Peace.